Hello to all, hello people. I hope everybody is doing well. Hope you guys are having a good day, night, evening, morning, whenever you see this. So, I have just completed extensively playing the Digimon Time Stranger demo, not to be confused with the real game. Listen, that cost $93 CAD plus tax. I need to wait for a sale. It's not getting bought until it's on sale. However, I wanted to speak about my experience because I had a great time playing it and I do want it. And for the people here who are way more Digimon initiated than me, I kind of need your help to kind of guide me down the proper pipeline, because I do own Digimon Cyber Sleuth. I've had this game since like 2015 or whenever it came out. I've actually had it for a while. And some people are telling me the games that followed that specific Digimon games have made such great improvements. If I play Time Stranger first, I'm not going to want to go back. My question to you is, do you think it's fine if I just jump straight into Time Stranger and just kind of move forward from there? Or would you suggest I kind of go in the chronological order? So start with Cyber Sleuth and work my way up to Time Stranger. I don't like to skip games, skip parts, whatever the case may be. I'm a person who likes to do things in order, so I don't mind. However, I'm just strapped for time, and if I could kind of eliminate some of the fat if I can, I'd rather do that for the time being, just for time constraint reasons. But anywho, I'll explain two things. From a story standpoint, I don't know how far into the game this is. It doesn't seem to be very far, but you guys can let me know if that's like 1% of the story, 2% of the story. But the game starts at the very beginning with the movie playing about the like Admus kind of like anime, which means our organization that's kind of a secret is kind of a well-known secret to some degree. And you go through that first little dungeon underneath the subway where you meet that woman who somehow for some reason has access to your like Digiline, and you have to work your way up to the rooftop where you fight these really big Digimon and you get saved by one. Don't remember their names, I'm sorry, I'm terrible with Digimon. My Digimon knowledge and experience comes from my childhood. I have seen the first 3 seasons of Digimon in English dub for children. I didn't even watch it in Japanese, so I know a lot was lost in translation when I watched them. But I watched the original season with like Tai, and I believe there were like the 7 Digidestins or something like that, with like Agumon, Pepper Breath, Pa, and like Wargarurumon or Wergarurumon or whatever. The second season I think was with Davis, where they'd put the device to the computer to go into the digital world with V-Mon, V-Headbutt, and like the eggs hatching or whatever. And the third season was the season with when they could like swipe the card and they could like fuse and like merge with their Digimon. I didn't watch anything beyond that. I think the 4th season, which is called Tamers, is when they started like being the Digimon, and that's where like I completely fell off. So my knowledge is limited, so I can't remember all of these Digimon. That being said, after the rooftop battle, something happens and it seems like for some reason you get transported to the digital world, where a couple of Digimon are worried about this egg thing. Some weird shadowy thing is like going towards the egg. You try to stop it, you like break through the glass, and then you like wake back up in the human realm. To me, for some reason, I feel like you've time traveled back in time. Then there's a man with glasses who is looking for like his daughter or something. She's like in the sewer system. You use your Digimon to break the cage to go into the sewer. You find an unconscious high school student that I guess is an aspiring streamer. I don't remember her name right now. It basically stops right there in that area. The other part the game allows you to play is, I guess, is when you enter the digital world properly for the first time with that like one demon character that kind of follows you around. The Digimon character in your party, that's part of the story. I don't remember its name. He has like wind attacks or something like that. And you could like ride there. You can talk to all different Digimon. And like Makurimon or Marukimon or something like that is like developing a party or a team, a strike force to like fight these titans. There are like Guardmons or Gardomon, whatever, who are like blocking these paths. You have to sneak through a wall and sneak through the sewer. And then in the sewer, After you fight these like 3 different colored like goblin type Digimon, that's where like the whole demo itself ends. So I got to play extensively. I got to learn about the scanning system. I like how you quote unquote catch creatures or collect creatures in this game with the 100 to 150 to 200% scan for better stats. I think that's really cool. I like that you can speak to your Digimon and you can like change them from like valor to courageous to enlightened to like different like personality types, and in conjunction with some other milestones and like levels for your character avatar that you have to like reach, it allows you to digivolve into different like digilines, and you can like de-evolve it and then re-evolve it to a new one if you didn't like what you got, which is super duper fly. I'm sure it's way more extensive than what the demo itself has allowed me to experience, but that was really cool. In the overworld, you could like scan for treasure and items and it'll tell you if stuff's around. You can also use your Digimon to attack and strike first. You can ride them and break through breakable objects and strike first. Also, if I remember correctly, overworld, if you stand still long enough, your Digimon will recover their like MP and HP. So there's a way for you to heal without having to use items inside of the outside of battle, which is pretty dope. In addition to that, like the digivolving, the scanning, and the overworld skills and whatnot, I'm certain there's way more you can do, because as an agent, you get all of these different abilities and stuff like that. There's like an ability tree. I haven't got to really mess around with it, but the battling seems to be a lot more like a traditional RPG, but there's a lot of cool things you can do. Like you can just do regular attacks. Sometimes you do follow-up attacks. You can do cross arts where the critical gauge like goes up, and depending on, I guess, which Digimon you have out, the effects are different. It can debuff a party, you can buff your party, or you can do like an all AoE attack. Some attacks buff you, debuff you, get rid of statuses, heal, do damage to all targets, to most targets. It's just really, really cool. And it's all like, except for the main character, which I don't like, everything's voice acted for the most part. Every Digimon has a voice, every character has a voice, and even with the like enemy Digimon you defeat, they're like, and they like say they're attacking you, like marching fishes and like all that stuff. So I don't know, man, it's really cool. And like, I think because I've been so divorced from Digimon for so long, it's fun seeing ones I recognize even if I don't recall their names. But in addition to that, there's so many new ones that I'm like, what is this? This is so sick. This one looks friggin' wacky. I don't like this one, but I respect it. Like, it's just a lot of really cool things, like Devimon, Ice Devimon, and Greymon, and like Metal Greymon. Like, I just like it. I like the elemental weakness chart system too, with like, I think it's like data, virus, vaccine. Then there's like the different ice types. There's like sea monster, humanoid, or like all the levels of like Digimon, like in training to rookie to champion to ultimate, whatever the case may be. I don't remember it all. Again, I'm really new here. I'm really not like Digimon initiated. My knowledge is not up there. So any and all help is welcomed. And I honestly have already been playing the entire demo on stream, and because your demo data can carry over, I actually plan to play this entire game on stream at Paperwork Hems. If anyone is interested, I'll let you guys know when that's happening. And don't worry, I'm still working on the Cassette Beasts video. If you see this video after the Cassette Beasts video was done, just ignore this part, but don't worry, still being worked on. One-man army here, don't have a lot of time, doing my best, but I really enjoyed Digimon Story Time Stranger. I really want to dive more into the narrative. I have some ideas and thoughts already, and because it's called Time Stranger, I'm sure there's going to be time travel shenanigans, and I'm actually into time travel. It doesn't bother me, so it's going to be a good time when I get to kind of like really delve into the heart and the crux of the story and narrative itself. But again, if you think I should start with like Cyber Sleuth and work my way up, or you're like, listen, the stories don't really connect and this one has made so many changes and quality of life upgrades and X, Y, and Z, just start here and don't worry about it, please let me know. But I'm very interested in knowing how like the Digimon community feels about this game. What are some tips and tricks to a newcomer of the Digimon gaming franchise? What would you suggest? Is there a starter I should have picked or not pick? Is there like, make sure you don't waste these things, make sure you collect these things when you like play the game? game, like, give me all the tips that you got. Please don't spoil, like, character stuff and story stuff, but I don't mind you saying, yo, no matter what, make sure you have, like, Angemon in your team or Devimon in your team or something. Like, Devimon is so good because he covers all of these type advantages or disadvantages. Like, give me tips like that. But it looks good. I do think, like, sometimes when the really big Digimon are around you and they kind of like just disappear and reappear, that's not super duper like appealing to me from a visual standpoint. But I don't have any complaints about the visuals. I do think it still has a lot of like cheap JRPG-ness to it, but that's just like a game industry standard thing. It doesn't really bother me, but it's like when the main character just like says nothing but like emotes and the character's like, oh, so you are this person, you're from the human realm. I'm like, I don't even know what I said. Like, I just like did a gesture, and I just think it's kind of awkward. Like, I think it would have been fine to give the main character a voice. They do have voices, depending on whether you picked a girl or a boy. The operator is just the other gender dressed the same way, so we know what they sound like. So I don't think it would have, like, I guess what I'm saying is, as much as people are giving the game credit for the voice acting, I do think it's weird that your character doesn't speak. And I know this sounds weird coming from a Zelda fan, but Link's been a silent protagonist as long as I've known Link, so it's not weird for him not to talk. Side note, real quick, I think the Monster Crown Sin Eater demo is really good and pretty extensive. I think it's really not buggy at all. It's made so many quality of life improvements from a visual and gameplay standpoint. I kind of shoved this in here because I don't think it's worth its own video, but that's a really good demo too. If the Monster Crown description from my previous video moved you in any capacity and you have Steam, or maybe it's on like Switch and stuff too, I don't know, but I have a Steam Deck, so I played it on my Steam account. Try the demo for Sin Eater for Monster Crown. It's pretty cool. And that Steam machine plus the Steam controller is looking really fire. It looks like I'm going to have to cop one of these, man, because I am absolutely been slowly transitioning into a PC gamer. I've been moving away from consoles for a long time, and the Steam Deck was a really good in-between step for me to do that, whereas I also have a gaming PC, so I use that to like game as well. But anywho's, shout out to Digimon Time Stranger. Fantastic demo. I'm very excited to play the full thing, and hopefully the story and characters live up to like the gameplay so far. I really like the battling. I've enjoyed it. I even like for like boss battles and important stuff, it actually speeds up the attack animation. It's a really good quality of life detail, and I think you can just speed them up in general anyways, so that's super fly. That being said, you guys be safe. Have yourself a mighty fine day. Try the demo out if you haven't. If you have Digimon knowledge or you have already beaten the game, you got any tips and tricks or things you want to tell me or warn me about, definitely tell me in the comment section below. Try out the Monster Crown Sin Eater demo too as well. And last but certainly not least, this is just for me. Yo, that Steam machine is getting copped. It's about to be like $800, but it's 6 times more powerful than a Steam Deck? And I'm guessing they mean the OLED? Yeah, that's fire, because I have the original. I don't have the OLED. And the only reason I'm not making this its own video is because I'm a dinosaur who does not understand technology. So I can't talk to you about specs and performance and power because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. So I shoved it in here. Y'all be safe, man.